Hey guys, welcome back for another studio vlog, and this time I'm taking you right with me on a nightly photo trip to Munich. Sometimes I get that strange pull that just wants me to grab my camera and leave the house. I also like to do stuff like this for decluttering my mind. I used to go to Munich at least once a month back before the world went down the gully, to wander around and really just distract myself. I think I might take that habit back up after this photo trip. But this one here I'm also doing for grabbing some shots to edit and then paint, because I recently tried out a new style of painting and I want to do more of it. Some of you might have seen the video for the first piece I did of that kind. That black and white Johnny piece. But I've decided to unlist it because after a while I felt that intro was kind of ridiculous. I'm no entertainer at all. But yeah, more differently styled artwork to come, also derived from more self-shot photos, because why source on Pixabay etc. when you can just take the references yourself? So in the last vlog I told you I was off to some crazy and exciting stuff that actually were a few concert visits. The first ones I went to since over 2 years. Yeah, I've become a little bit lazy. One in Munich and one at Lake Garda, and I had expected it to be smooth sailing, just the way I was used to from the good old times. But life doesn't always go the way you want it to, and instead of stuff working out as planned, I got sick. This week in my life turned out to be quite the setback for me, and it took me several weeks more to puzzle myself back together afterwards. But now I'm back home, all recovered and good, and yeah, I'm gonna be prepared a little bit better next time. And unfortunately, I have to say it didn't condense into any art as I had hoped. So, half of July I spent preparing for said event, set the art aside for a while, getting everything done in paperwork and business-wise that needed to be done so I could zone out when I came home, because for me as an introvert, these kinds of things use up a lot of energy. And the other half of the month into early August I spent recovering from whatever that was I had. I think it's safe to say by now it was some sort of summer flu, and I'm pretty sure now it wasn't the Rona, combined with a heat stroke or so, because the other day I had spent 6 hours outside in 30 degrees among 6,000 people in Munich. At least I called a proper sunburn. But yeah, whatever. We all learn from falling on our noses, don't we? Other than that, too, that time I was mostly sitting outside behind the garden house in silence, staring holes into the air, doing everything to get my mind back into the place it belongs, because something had hit my nerves in July and I still can't put my finger on what happened. It probably was the not being at home while being sick that triggered the panic again, because I already once had been sick when I wasn't at home, and that one ended in the hospital. Maybe something of that time was left in my emotional memory that got dragged back to the surface. I don't know. So all I could do was taking things slow and give my body and mind what they needed to recover. Meant days of just watching YouTube, sitting behind the garden house, or just scribbling around. Because every now and then I would get the urge to grab a pencil or so, and just draw for the sake of drawing, because doing arts is my way of getting my brain to work right again for whatever reason. First it was only a coloring page with donuts from Kendall Heidegger's that I used to color while watching YouTube, and later then I did some actual sketches. Doing art really helps. Also, before I left in mid-July, a friend of mine had requested a commission, a flower drawing to accompany the squirrel and the ladybug she already had for me. And after getting home and sorting myself back together, I began this one. And then, well, you all know it from the dozens of videos I made. There were these glitter paints from an artist I had watched for a while on Instagram now. And being the magpie I am, I had to have them. And in between the flower drawing, then there came a few glittery artworks. I spent most of September drooling over all that glitter and looking for ideas on what to do with them. Then let's have a look at October. So in the very end of September, I sat here the other night and something in me brought up the brilliant idea, hey, why not participate in this year's Inktober? You could try yourself out, and what could go wrong? Oh well. I lasted a total of 6 days until I realized this thing was eating up way too much time that I could spend more useful otherwise, like working on commissions, for example. So I dropped out of Inktober 2022, and I don't think I'll participate in that anymore. No. I thought these pieces would just take maybe an hour or so to make each, but yeah, nope. Or maybe I was just expecting too much from myself and didn't just want to do some scribbles, but presentable artwork. I don't know. November started like September had ended, with accumulating another pile of glitter paint and putting out my first ever Coliro and glitter only artwork, aka the peacock painting. You know, it's not only that I'm a magpie and completely obsessed with glitter, but also since I can think, I always had the problem when I paint something, the painted image never looks like it does in my head. And having these effect paints now, I think they might be part of finally solving that problem. But I'm gonna see then when I have done some actual art with them. Also in November I finally finished the hibiscus flower drawing for my friend, packaged it up and sent it to her. This was also the last commission for this year then, and yeah, all done. In December I took things a bit slower. I always try to slow down a bit in that month because the world around us is always so hectic in December. Everyone running for presents, this, that, consume or die. I personally try to relax a bit in December. Yeah. How do you handle Christmas? Are you someone who keeps rotating until everything is organized and perfect, or are you someone who just couldn't care less? Let me know in the comments. I personally stopped bothering about fancy presents years ago, and I'm usually giving out money or coupons. Other than that, December is also always a little bit of a paperwork month. End of year, job center wants to know the final amount of incomes, etc. It's annoying, but it has to be done. As for my plans for 2023, a few things are unavoidable and need to be done. Among them, setting up the pretty much finished studio now, piece by piece, and I will also work on a rebrand because I feel that Art Refugium is outdated and just kind of doesn't fit anymore somehow. I also want to have something a bit more professional sounding and looking, especially my website that is very outdated and a hazard for the server it lies on. I also finally want to have a shop to be able to offer stuff for you. I could open my Etsy again, but I kind of feel better having something of my own. We'll see. I also still have a few artworks here that I will finish, I think, and yeah, from there I'll see where the journey will take me. I'll keep you updated. Also with the studio vlogs, I decided now that I'm probably gonna make these half-year hindsight ones. Otherwise it will get boring because most of the time nothing exciting happens here. I have a very boring life. Yeah, and with that said, I wish you all a very happy new year. I hope you're all doing well, and I'm giving out again my biggest thanks to all of you for taking interest in my videos and following what I do. We've grown from like a little over 100 people in the beginning of 2022 to over 300 now. Wow. Thank you all so much. I'll keep doing stuff, I promise. So thank you all so much again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.